I think I'm gonna start, by the way, uploading this stuff to YouTube because for some reason the video didn't upload for this last one that premiered today.
Okay.
And I am not spending like 3 hours editing the videos for them not to come out. But at the same time, I deleted all the videos off my computer and now they're on what's it called?
Drive?
They're on the Anchor. The problem is that it won't let me download the videos. So those videos if they don't post onto Spotify will only be on Anchor,
Okay.
which is sad because the last two videos were really good.
No, they are on Spotify. I watched them.
You watched the second one?
Yeah, it has a video.
Weird. I wonder why mine. But either way, I think I'm still going to be uploading them to YouTube. And I don't know if y'all saw the little clip I put of Gabby from the last one.
Yeah, no, that was funny. That was funny.
I thought it was really funny. And then Gabby P commented. I don't know if you saw.
No, I
Gabby-
love it when
Who's
she's
Gabby
Gabby's
P?
friend.
people.
Gabby's
Oh.
friend. So Puentes, Flanders, and Rosales.
We have a P, we have an F, and we have an R.
Puentes? Puentes like bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby. Also,
And then-
I made cookies.
Oh, hi, Kayla. Kayla said that she was listening because she likes listening to our voices. So hi, Kayla.
Hi,
Hi,
Kayla.
We're reading your book
Aw.
next.
I made cookies.
She's literally so fun. She did a cartwheel on a moving
Conveyor belt.
Sidewalk.
yeah, on a conveyor belt in Vegas. I was like, she's insane. Like,
Dude, that was so funny. Oh, okay. Hi guys. Let's get on to this because we have a lot to get through and I really want to get through all 5 chapters so that we can start on the next book next week. Real quick, just wanted to shout out my mug that I got from someone who was my friend. I don't know if we're friends anymore. I don't think so. But it changes color. So like when it's warm, the little footprints appear. It's really cool. Harry Potter mug.
Damn.
Val, you can't trauma dump first thing in the podcast. That's a little like much.
I'm pretty sure I talked about being bullied in one of these episodes. So I think we're good.
You know what, guys? Let's just take a moment. We will be trauma dumping from here on out. Trauma dumping will be happening. Brace yourselves.
It'll show up quite often. Also, wizard jokes,
Wizard
like
trauma.
wizard things. Yeah, wizard trauma.
You know what I was thinking? We shouldn't have t-shirts. We should have socks with these sayings on them.
I would love that. I love socks.
Because we love socks, and that's something that we would like invest in. Because I love socks, you love socks. Let us know, guys, if you want
Or like a
Wizard
hoodie.
My Doll socks.
Or hoodies. Because t-shirts, okay, fine. But like hoodies and socks, you're warm and cozy with wizard metal.
Pajamas.
Oh
my god. For the wizard my doll, we should make one of those like heating pads.
That would be so cool. So, let's get started. We're on chapter 13. That is a really short intro. I didn't even start with let me do the actual intro. Hey guys, welcome back to On About, the podcast with a bookworm, a casual reader, and someone who can barely read. I'm your host for the first Harry Potter book and probably for the rest of the Harry Potter books. And I am Vale, joined today by Gabby and Sophie once again. Not
I am
Puentes or
Vale.
Rosales.
Not to be confused
Flanders.
with Puentes, Rosales, Chapa.
Not to be confused with any of those.
There's so many. It's
Or
kind of-
Flores.
Or Flores.
Not to be confused with any of those Gabbies. This is Fuentes. Jesus Christ, I confused.
She confused you, Gabby.
I put
oh my
F
god.
in front. Shut up and let me talk. I put F in front of Puentes.
It is totally fine. It is totally fine.
Oh my god,
Flanders.
hold on. Well, this is the first time we've talked about Gabby's last name on this.
No. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
care about
So
it.
no, we have to talk about your last name. Oh,
No, I'd rather
Gabby.
not.
We have to. It's so important. My dad
Is there
loves
a way
it
that I
so
can, like,
much.
report bullying on this.
Gabby has the best last name in the world. We can move on though.
No, it's literally. Okay, fine. I'll say it. The Flanders.
Yes, she is a Flanders, confirmed from The Simpsons.
Dear God.
My dad loves it. Like when I first met Gabby, I was in 7th grade. And I told my dad, I was like, oh yeah, my friend Gabby Flanders. And he was like, Flanders? And he has not let it go since.
Literally, I keep like the guys that I go after, you know, I'm like, man, I hope I get to be with somebody that has a cool last name. But none of them are as cool as Flanders in a weird way. Like it's an
No,
embarrassing last name, but it's unique. So
you were born with like a cool last name.
Mhm.
Like you got lucky with your last name.
I didn't know that was an Irish name.
dude, neither
Is
did
it?
I.
Is
Well,
it Irish?
it's
It's
a
a that's
Dutch last name, but here's the thing.
oh
My grandfather was adopted, right? And we don't, that's his
oh.
adopted last name, but we don't know. He says he's Irish. Nana's Irish, but we don't really know. My bet is like he's either Norwegian, Russian, or like something burly because he was like a big dude, like German or something.
Mhm.
Italian, maybe. I love pasta.
Italian.
I love pasta. Oh my gosh, have you seen that meme of Ariana Grande where she's like, "Oh
My
no, my
Italian
Italian
hand.
hands."
Okay, first of all,
They're always like,
I have personal problems with Ariana Grande. So does my
I think
dad.
most of us do. I think most of us do.
Okay, my
Grande.
dad calls her a little hussy. He's like, he said, I'm like, Dad, like, because some of her songs, I'll admit, are bops, right? But I'm like, Dad, like, oh my gosh. And he's like, that little hussy is ruining America. I'm like, okay.
Single-handedly.
I know, right?
It's all because of that one song.
It was Thank You Next.
NASA.
That was his breaking point.
For me, it would have been NASA.
Oh my god.
I like that song though. What's the other one that no, wait. Yeah, no, the other song that I don't like, Soph, the one that's like that says break up with your boyfriend because I'm bored. It made me furious when I
That's
first
literally
heard
what it's
it.
called.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Wow. It made me furious when I first heard it because like oh, break up with your girlfriend. Or boyfriend, you know, we're not judgmental. I'm just talking about the title of the song. It made me furious when I first heard it because I was like, that is so rude. Like, this is a relationship. You can't just like come in and then, you know what? Maybe she's a hussy. Maybe she
Well,
is.
you know, I do believe that there is a double standard and there is showmanship. I don't judge her for that. What I do judge her on, however, is like, well, you know what? I could really say it, but people like she looks like she changes fucking race.
Yeah, she
Like
does. I don't know how she
at the
does that though.
times.
Like, how is she doing that?
It's all makeup. And I think it's also like she even there was like this Reddit thread that was saying that she was engaging in like she was trying to sound black. I don't even
Mhm.
Yes.
know.
Oh my gosh. Have you seen the videos?
Like I understand.
That's my fucking cookie.
No, she was like, bitch, that's my cookie. That's
Mhm.
my juice. What is she saying? And now she sounds
um
nothing like that.
no, and now she looks like literally a K-pop star, like to fit the times, literally to fit the trends. I'm like, okay, that's kind of crazy, but she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, sure. I don't understand everything in Hollywood or in media, but I
Mhm.
kind of don't like it. I really don't like it. Like
No, like, and I mean, this is all alleged, right? So, like, we see trends, and we as a society see that there's something kind of off about what she's doing. So, she's never confirmed, and no one's ever said, like, for sure, like, from her management team that she's doing this. It just
yeah.
very much seems like it.
You know, but I mean, she's well liked.
Mhm.
So, also, Kayla, this doesn't apply to you, but like cancer women, I have kind of like a red flag with you guys. It's hit or miss. I either love you or I hate you. Like it's
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only cancer people I've ever liked is Kayla, like,
Jacob,
including men. You know, you're right, Jacob.
we have a friend who's
Jacob from my ceramics class, Martinez.
I
I
know,
love
and
you.
I was talking I was talking to that little bitch yesterday, and I was like, Jacob, have you heard our podcast? Because our other friend in their ceramics class, Adelita, hi Adelita,
Hi,
um,
Adels.
um, she was telling me she was listening to this morning, and she was like, "Oh my god, Vale was so frustrating. I wanted to punch her."
What did I say?
I don't know. I forgot
What
to
did I
ask.
do?
I don't
Aw,
know.
man. Okay, wait, she told you this morning?
No, yesterday.
Oh, in the first episode.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, so she probably hasn't listened to the second one then.
Yeah,
I thought I did something in the second episode. I wonder why. I'm gonna ask her.
yeah, and then I was like, telling Jacob was sitting next to me, and I was like, "Have you listened to our podcast?" And he was like, "You guys have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Jacob.
we told you we were gonna do it." And he was like, "I thought you guys were just gonna like tell me when it started. I'm not paying attention."
Okay, I'll send it to him right now.
I
I'm
do
gonna send
have
it
to
to him
say
right now.
something. You know what? If you want to listen to it, I know that reading isn't everyone's thing. Like, whatever, books aren't everyone's thing. Totally get it. But like, I have had people just girls that I have been in plays with or in shows with, just the love that I have received from them, and you guys see it on our podcast, like Ina, you
Mhm.
know. I was like, I didn't think that they would ever listen, but they're over here saying they like it. Like,
I know.
I know a lot of random people.
I wasn't expecting a lot of like friends, because like we have a lot of friends that are like friends that we mostly see in school,
yeah.
and like they're the nicest. Like I appreciate them so much, and they're actually keeping up. And then with some of our more often visiting outside of school friends, they're like,
Yeah, like I don't think the only two people that I know for a fact so far, and it's only been one episode, right? But the only people I know so far that that have listened to them that are people that I see regularly are Kat and Kayla
and my dad.
and Dad. But like Dad,
Dad.
we
Okay.
knew, we knew.
We should send it to my tío Carlos.
We should send it to my tío Carlos. He was looking at my TikTok and he was like, "Ay, mijita, you're starting a podcast," and I was like, "Yes," and he was like, "Awesome." And my tío Carlos has been there since I started YouTube. Like I have pictures of like comments he would leave. He's like number one Val pal, number one friend,
He's my
like fan.
favorite.
I remember that. I remember you saying like, "Oh, my uncle is like a fucking like he's a fanboy," and I love that. Like,
Yeah, it's
love
great. It's literally great. Like he's so fun and so supportive. Thank you, Theo. We love you. All right, let's actually get started now because we have 5 chapters to get through. It's very little. Very little. I think we can get through it.
I think we can breeze through it because you know what? If we just hit the big points, we can do it.
Chapter 13, we had just left off where Dumbledore had caught Harry.
Hoodie.
Slap an accent on that hoe.
Oh
She
my
got
god.
a little too excited.
He caught Harry. I'm so
He
sorry.
got Hoodie.
I'm dead.
El Harry Potter. He caught Harry at the Mirror of Erised, and he lied to him and told him that he was seeing himself holding up a pair of socks. We commented on that saying last time that we knew that it was actually Grindelwald that he was seeing.
Oh,
I know, it's so sad.
stop.
Lover boys.
Wait, in the
lover
movie, does Grindelwald appear on the mirror? Or do
No,
not
we
get to
don't.
see it?
We never see what Dumbledore actually sees. He
Mhm.
straight up just like is like, I see myself holding a pair of woolen socks.
The first lie Dumbledore says.
The life and lies of Albus Dumbledore soon to come.
Dude, holy crap.
Right?
That was so like intense.
Anyway, so moving on to chapter 13. Gab, you want to read the title? This is this is it, Sophie. You're about to find out what Nick. Well, shut up. Go, Gabby.
Chapter 13. Nicholas Flamel.
You're about to finally find out what an alchemist does.
Tell me that didn't sound like BBC radio.
It sounded great.
Well, aren't
No.
alchemists just like chemists?
But there's something that remember. Okay, say once again what you think an alchemist does.
Too much credit.
Chemistry.
But like the things, what happens in The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho?
Girl.
Girl.
Well, what's his face? Santiago goes and finds the alchemist. He turns lead to gold. And that's it.
Okay, there's one more thing that alchemists are known to do, which is like a common
Chemistry.
myth. I don't know if it's like a myth or a conspiracy theory or something. But basically, there's one more thing that alchemists make that people highly covet.
Oh, the life water. I forgot what it.
Mm-hmm.
Life
And
water.
I forgot what it's called. My brain's like
Key to everlasting life.
That one.
Life water.
It's the Fiji water.
Oh, it's life juice.
It's life juice.
It's Aquafina. I'm dead.
That's another good one. Who's writing down the things to put on socks?
I am. I have a little pad over here.
Gab, straight up, just write life juice. Oh, it's life water.
Isn't that already an actual brand?
I don't know.
Probably. Let me look it up.
No,
It's
you know
okay,
what?
we'll infringe.
If we do that, we could just put. Well, you know what? I'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
All right, so chapter
Oh!
13. What?
It's that pretty water that they sell at school.
Oh, that's
Pretty
what
water?
it is.
Mhm.
It's like a nice bottle. Harry heeds Dumbledore's advice, Jesus, and stops visiting the Mirror of Erised. So he doesn't go back to look for the mirror. This is important. After Christmas break, Harry, Ron, and Hermione resume their search for Nicholas Flamel, though Harry's time is increasingly consumed by Quidditch practice. So this kid said, you know what, life and death? No, it's all about Quidditch.
Oh my god. That's the definition of like the boys that like bury themselves in football just to
Football
just
is life.
to repress.
Yeah, like it's kind of ridiculous. Uh, do, 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 do. At practice one day, Harry learns that Snape will be refereeing the next game. He and his friends wonder whether Snape might try to harm Harry during the game again. As they're talking, Neville hops by. Hops by? Why did they write it that way? Malfoy casts a spell on him and has locked his legs together. So this is another instance of Neville once again being spelled by his classmates because they hate him. Guys, look at how old my book is. I don't know if you can tell, but it's falling apart.
Dude,
Like
oh my
the
gosh.
spine. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jacob followed the podcast.
I
About
just
freaking
saw that.
time.
It's because I followed him.
Oh.
Okay, there's just something I kind of wanted to mention because I think that this little back and forth is really telling of the characters. So back on page 217, where Harry and Ron and Hermione are all sitting together, they're talking about Harry not going to the Quidditch game because Snape is going to be the referee, right? And Hermione says to Harry, "Don't play." Ron says, "Say you're ill." And then Hermione suggests, "Pretend to break your leg." Ron says, "Really break your leg." Like, Harry's like, "I have to. They don't have another seeker." So he's stuck playing the game. I just think it's really funny that Ron is like, "Break your leg. It's fine."
You know, I just think that like after I would have been scared shitless if that had happened to like anybody. You
Mm-hmm.
know, again, hypothetical. If I was in Harry Potter, if this was all real, I would, and this happened to one of you randomly, I'd be like, don't ever go back out there. They have it out
Yeah.
for you. Like you are going to die if you stay
Nah,
in
dude.
this game.
In the face of terror
Adversity.
in that no. Or like accidents like that, um I do not fare well whatsoever.
Exactly.
No,
Like
Sophie's terrible at it. Like,
Yeah.
terrible. She'll literally pass out. Well, remember when we went to get your ear pierced, Gab, and you
Oh,
bled a
it
little
wasn't
and
no
she almost passed out?
it wasn't getting she didn't get her ear pierced. She was getting the earring changed out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, I almost fainted. And then the other day, so I got a new piercing this past January up here.
mhm.
Um, and I am stubborn, so I changed it out a couple of times, even though I shouldn't have.
I
And
told her not to.
every single time, I've been like this close to passing out.
Because it's swollen because she keeps moving it. And, like, the ones, the piercings that they use, because it wasn't at a tattoo shop,
Yeah.
the earring is really thin. So she's changing it out with, like, thicker ones. And Sophie has the pain tolerance of, like, a chipmunk.
That is so
Oh.
not true.
So straight up, it's just, like, hurting her.
Oh, dude.
And she doesn't do good with needles, so worse. Okay, so the reason that they say that Neville hops by is because his legs are tied together by the leg binding curse. So he literally had to hop into, like, the portrait. Poor Neville.
It's the jelly legs jinx.
Yeah. No, and this is a really nice moment from Neville and Hermione where Neville walks in and everyone's laughing and Hermione doesn't and tries to help him, get out.
Aw.
Because Hermione is like a decent person. Harry tells Neville that Neville needs to learn to stand up to Malfoy. Okay, I guess, Harry, but like that's easier said than done. Neville turns to leave, but not before giving Harry a famous wizard card. Ooh, for his collection. That's when Harry remembers that when he had seen Nicholas Flamel's name was on the chocolate farg What is
Dude,
up
are you
with me?
okay?
I
You did
don't
like an egg
know.
cleanse or something? Like, damn.
The chocolate farg. I don't know what's up with me. The chocolate frog card that he got at the very beginning with Dumbledore.
Oh.
Hermione runs to her room to get a book informing them that Flamel, this like revelation from Harry jogs Hermione's mind as well. Once Dumbledore's partner, and partner is like a weird term to use. Now that we know.
Oh.
So I don't know what kind of partner, but was the only wizard ever to make the Sorcerer's Stone, which is
Ooh.
actually the Philosopher's Stone. But they were like, Americans don't have a like attention span for this, so we're gonna change it to Sorcerer's Stone.
I would like to read this thing.
Yes, go for it.
The study of ancient alchemy.
All right, let's go.
So it has a little thingy here, which is kind of, well, I don't remember where this was from. It was in a book. Of course, know-it-all Hermione scolds them for never reading anything because they're idiots. And then it says, the ancient study of alchemy is concerned with making the Sorcerer's Stone, a legendary substance with astonishing powers. The stone will transform any metal into pure gold. It also produces the elixir of life, which will make the drinker immortal. There have been many reports of the Sorcerer's Stone over the centuries, but the only stone currently in existence belongs to Mr. Nicholas Flamel, the noted alchemist and opera lover. Mr. Flamel, who celebrated his 605th birthday last year, enjoys a quiet life in Devon with his wife Pernell, 658.
Oh, okay. The numbers for some reason confused me. It was like
She was like,
50.
math?
I was like, those are numbers. Dude, it's because it's
Dude,
such a weird lifespan.
he's 665 and she's 658. There we go. Because that kind of confused me too. I was like, who's older?
Me too. I was like, is she older? Because for a second I thought she was older, and I was like, ooh, but no.
I
No,
know.
she's not.
We all were like, cougar.
Yeah, I was ready to make the joke.
I'm dead. We all think
So,
exactly the same.
dude, we had the same thought. We had the same exact thought.
Cougar.
So Hermione, or
Oh, wait, damn, I had a joke. But I forgot. That reminded me, but I just remembered that I have a joke. I don't know the joke.
oh,
No.
no. Okay, so Hermione says that she bets that the dog is guarding the Sorcerer's Stone. And that's a stone that makes gold and
Money,
stops you
money.
from ever dying.
Okay, so in the movies, when Dumbledore is dying, pl-
Sixth book, right?
yeah, um, Harry's trying to give him like water. Is that life water?
No, it's not life water. It's just regular water with dead bodies in it.
Uh, Damn, dude. Harry's like, die, bitch.
It's because I'll do a quick little thing because this is something we're gonna really get into when we get there because this is a really important scene. But basically, there's a potion inside of a pensive, and that's what's making Dumbledore want death. He keeps on begging Harry for death. Then at the end, when it's completely gone, he asks Harry for water. The only way to get water up, I'll save my rant for that book because I'm so mad that Harry's not smarter, but is basically to go and get water from the lake that they were in. But the lake is infested with inferi, which are dead bodies that can be controlled, so zombies.
That is the most disgusting thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
I remember. So you know how Gabby is like whispering into the mic whenever she like reads?
Correct.
She reminded me of Benedict Cumberbatch when he did that animal penguin documentary, and he didn't know how to say penguins.
I love that.
I'll insert a clip
Penguins.
here.
Is penguins. Crested penguins. Parent penguin heading home for penguins.
Yes, that's good. That's good. You have to like now purposefully say one word wrong all the time, Gabby.
With that same word consistently.
That's the word.
I think I do always mess up like one or two words usually because it's so early in the morning when I get up. I'm just like reading, I'm like, oh, wait a second.
Like, oh, hold on, my brain needs to boot up.
No, literally.
My brain needs to brain.
My brain needs to brain. So, Harry, Hermione, and Ron are all convinced that Snape wants the stone because who wouldn't want the stone? So they don't have like a concrete reason for him wanting it. They just know that he would want it because why wouldn't you want a stone that makes gold and keeps you alive? Harry's nervousness grows as the big Quidditch match approaches. If Gryffindor wins, it will take first place in the house championship. But Harry is concerned about Snape's evil plans. Ooh, he's so extra. His fears are allied when he learns that Dumbledore would be at the game. Wait, what? Is that how you say that? Allayed? His fears are allayed or something. His fears are quelled when he learns that
Allied.
Dumbledore is going to be at the game, so he thinks that Snape wouldn't dare try something
Yeah.
if Dumbledore is in the stands, which makes perfect sense, right?
And you know what? I think they probably said something to him to be there because it was just so weird that happened at the last one. I bet
Like-
it was Hagrid. He was like, "You're not gonna believe this."
Like, why weren't you there in the first place? Like, what is he doing?
Eating jelly beans in his office? That's what I'd be doing.
He's just chilling.
Hell yeah. Nobody's around. The kids are busy. I get to my office to myself. Like,
That's his guilty pleasure. That'd be so funny. And he was like, none of this Bertie Blotch shit. Regular
Bertie-
schmegular jelly beans because I am not about to eat nasty ass jelly beans.
earwax. Oh my god.
Oh my god. There was one time I got earthworm and it was spicy, dude. I have no idea why. It was
No,
so
the
weird.
The worst one was vomit. Was just like apple juice, and booger was literally like a Brussels sprout. It was disgusting.
It was pretty bad. I thought the earthworm one was pretty bad.
Dog food was bad.
Okay,
I
you know
have
what?
some.
You know which one is really good?
Which one?
Baby wipes.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
you
that
know
one's
what? I like
delicious.
that one.
That's delicious. I don't know why. No, I know why, but
I would
it's
just eat
delicious.
those. I would just
Like
eat
the way I would just like I don't know.
I kind of like the grass one.
Mhm.
That one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fresh.
I
Yeah.
know. A palate
Like a salad.
cleanser.
Yeah.
It tastes like green,
It tastes like a salad.
like a salad with no dressing.
Exactly. There you go.
So they're going to the game and Hermione is reminding Ron about the spell that they had learned to lock Snape's legs together in case he seemed like he wanted to hurt Harry. So she is being annoying again. She tells him, "Hey, it's locomotor mortis." And Ron says, "I know. Stop nagging me." So they're already married, turns out. They were married since the
Plot
first
twist.
book. And Harry is extremely nervous to the point that he's not even listening to anything that's going on. It's so funny because everyone's so shocked that Dumbledore's there. So, like, he must not come very often. So the game starts and it's already getting really dirty. Basically, Snape is completely just disregarding the rules and giving Hufflepuff, because you're playing Hufflepuff right now,
Mm-hmm.
random penalties. Like, just for fun. Because
Mhm.
Snape sucks. Not Adam Driver. Snape.
Not. I wish Adam Driver was Snape. Oh my god.
He better be when they redo this. Like, when they do a reboot, he has to be.
Okay, but like here's the thing, the fan fictions are gonna go fucking insane.
No, for
Dude,
real.
oh my
Snape slams you up against a broom closet door.
They're gonna have to do some really, like, something really drastic to make him not attractive.
They can't. I mean, unless they make him like fat, but there's no way. He's too tall and shredded. He's too tall and shredded.
They're gonna have to do something. Like, I don't know how they're gonna. Well, they can do like what they did with Chris Evans as Captain America before he turned buff.
So they gave him a different body.
Yeah.
That's so
Or, like,
funny.
oh god, what is it? What they did to Thor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like they would have to do something like a bodysuit to change it because he's just like he's too fine.
Yeah.
He's too fine.
But also, he fits the role perfectly. Like, he has to be.
there's okay, wait, no, I can't even start talking about this. Because then we're gonna get on the Adam Driver tangent
Again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right, let's keep going. So basically, I just wanted to talk about this little scene real quick. Malfoy comes up and is being a dick as usual, and he says something really shitty about Neville. So at first he's like talking about the Gryffindor team. He's saying that he thinks it's people that they feel sorry for, and that Potter has no parents, Weasleys have no money, and then he turns to Neville and says, "You should be on there because you have no brains." And Neville, bless his little heart, turns bright red, turns to face him and says, "I'm worth 12 of you, Malfoy," because that's what, like, the trio had said to him. And, like, I want to cry because
Oh
so
my
cute.
god, I love him.
He's literally about to
Oh.
like shit his pants, and he's like, "I'm worth 12 of you."
Like, I love him. And then Ron, dude, I love this, like, interaction because Ron's like, "You tell him, Neville."
Hell yeah.
He's like, "You go, girl."
Yeah, no, straight up. Malfoy says, "If brains were gold, you'd be poorer than Weasley."
Oh my god.
No. Malfoy says that to Neville.
I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were thought it backwards.
Dude, that's so bad.
That's really mean. That's really
Dude, and here's something that, again, they really fucked up Ron in the movies, because straight up he's like, "I'm warning you. You say one more word and I'm going to kill you." Like,
Mhm.
Ron really, like, as much as he was standing up for himself, he was also, I feel, standing up for Neville.
Yeah. I think
Anyway, well,
Ron
all
is
of
a very like protective person.
he
So
is.
is Hermione. So, like
Yeah.
they're both very like protect and like serve people.
Yeah, and that's what it makes me mad, because, like, in the movies they completely took that out for him.
Yeah. Also, I would like to point out, quick little thing, remember J.K. Rowling was writing this book at a very dark time in her life. A lot of things were happening to her and around her, and I think that it is something to note that the bullies say these specific things about poverty, about class, about brains, and no money. And I think for her, that was what she was like really struggling with. And so I do, while the world she created is so diverse and fantastical, it truly shows like where her head was at in her trauma. And you can
Yep.
kind of see like, you know, how she grew on it, because it's inspired by things, I'm sure. What makes her feel most shitty when people say she has nothing, when you know, I just something to note.
Mhm.
If you don't know who she is, but how could you not? Because she's controversial.
Yeah, so,
Now.
like, you gotta know. You've
Ugh.
gotta know.
Should have kept her mouth shut.
She really should have.
She should have kept her mouth shut.
She should have, like, you're stupid. Why did you say anything?
Like, nobody cares about your political views.
No,
Mhm.
we cared about the wizarding world. That's it. That's what you were.
Yeah, you were Harry Potter, and that's it. Keep your mouth shut unless it is about that. And her
Mhm.
other book or whatever. She has a murder mystery or something, right?
Yeah, and it did really well too. While all of this is going on, Harry is diving down, and Malfoy says, "Oh, look, you're in luck, Weasley. Potter spotted some money on the ground." Ron snaps, jumps at Malfoy, and is wrestling him on the ground. Neville's watching this, and he's like, "Do I help him?" And he cautiously jumps over and starts helping him beat up Malfoy.
Aw.
Dude, I love it. Hermione is looking at the game and she's like, "Come on, Harry, come on, Harry." She doesn't even pay attention to, like, Ron. She doesn't realize that they're fighting. And she doesn't hear that Neville, Crabbe, and Goyle are all, like, yelping because they're, like, punching each other. Like,
Oh my
Hermione's
god.
super into the game, and then Harry obviously catches the snitch
Love it.
Again. Does he catch it with his mouth or with his hand?
with his hand. He nosedives. She's freaking excited. Turns around, she's like, "Ron, where the fuck are you? The game's over. Harry won. Gryffindor's in the lead." Like, she's all excited. And then
Okay, then let's take a moment to look at my socks. They're cats.
Ooh, I love it.
you can't really see it, but
I know, I don't know why the lighting is all weird.
okay, so basically Harry wins. He's excited. Dumbledore's like, "Good for you. You did a good job." And Harry's like, "Praise?"
Oh, no.
Harry has a praise kink, and that's why him and Ginny work out very well, because she's always talked his ass up.
Oh my god, for real. Like, she worships the ground he walks on. I mean, eventually it gets a little more like Harry's like, "Oh shit, I worship her too." But
But that's how she snagged his ass. She's like,
I
"Oh,
think so.
Harry, you're so great." And tee like,
It's probably why it didn't work out with Cho as well.
okay, first of all,
Because-
Cho Chang, again, that bitch, don't like her. She's a clout fucking chaser. Like,
No, we do not like.
I'm weak.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I've
It's
seen
so
that,
good.
yeah.
A Harry Potter musical, you guys. I did not come up with that. Please.
Harry notices Snape is heading off to the forest. He flies to follow him and hears Snape talking harshly in the forest to Professor Quirrell and mentioning the Sorcerer's Stone. So this scene kind of gives us a feeling like Snape is the bad guy and Quirrell is kind of just helping him because he's forced to.
But
Uh,
little do we know.
little did we know. Well, I mean, at this point, right? Harry obviously goes back, tells Ron and Hermione everything that happened, and Hermione is freaked out because she's like, "You're saying to me that as long that the Sorcerer's Stone is only safe as long as Professor Quirrell stands up to Snape." And Ron says it'll be gone by next Tuesday because he's obviously a coward.
That is like my favorite line. Just zero faith. Zero faith.
Yeah, he's like, this is not gonna work
Damn.
out.
So is Snape a coward?
Is he? Why would he be a coward?
Because of the because it's backwards.
No, he's not a coward.
Just a meanie.
We will get into that in book 7. All right, chapter 14. Gabby, if you will.
I'm ready. Chapter 14. Norbert, the Norwegian Ridgeback.
So Hagrid has always loved dragons, and this is the chapter where he finally gets one. As Easter approaches, Hermione begins to worry about the exams, while Harry and Ron merely try to keep up with the tremendous amount of homework assigned. One day, Hagrid comes up upon them studying in the library. They bombard him with questions about the Sorcerer's Stone. He invites them to come and talk to him, but says he does not promise that he will reveal anything. They visit Hagrid's hut later, and Hagrid tells them he does not know what else is guarding the stone besides the three-headed dog, but all of the teachers have put in like their 2 cents. So there are different obstacles to get to the stone. It's not just the dog. Hagrid put up the dog and that's it.
That was the cherry on top. And just to keep it really safe, a dog.
Just in case. Just to start off.
Just the dog that guards the gates of hell. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's his name? Cerberus? Or what? No,
Cerberus.
it's
Cerberus.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's cuz I'm getting confused with I'm reading the Lore Olympus right now and I keep seeing him and I'm like, "Oh, Fluffy."
He's so cute, isn't he? Whatever.
I'm at the part where he got the other like little teeny tiny puppy that he holds in one hand and I literally almost shat myself. I was so excited.
I love it when like if there's like a big boy and he has
Yeah.
a little dog and he's not like
Little
he's
dog.
obsessed with his woman. I'm like, what a man.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
No, for real. I am obsessed. I should have read this when it started, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because now I have a shit ton of episodes to get through.
oh dude, I was there kind of when it first started and it was hell waiting every week for it to come out. It was
And I'm seeing she had a lot of hiatuses too.
oh dude, it was hell. It was like we were waiting to be fed after a fucking like famine. It was so bad.
Pues sí, no, o sea, se cuenta que dijo, nah, fuck y'all. Y'all
That
can
was
wait.
also,
Have we not gotten past the first chapter? That was
Yes, we're on
recording?
chapter 14.
What?
quick
We just read it. Hagrid adds that he won't give out any information on how to bypass the dog. In the movie, he kind of tells them like, "Oh, it's very simple. You just like play some music and he'll go right to sleep." And he's like, "Oh, I should not have said that." Hagrid shows the students a dragon's egg that he won in a poker game the previous night. Dragons are illegal, but Hagrid wishes to raise one anyway. Later, Harry gets a note saying the dragon egg is hatching. Excitedly, he and his friends rush over to Hagrid's to watch the dragon's birth. The children realize that Hagrid must get rid of the dragon, which Hagrid named Norbert, before he grows too
Aw.
big. I know, isn't it so cute?
Mhm.
They decide to write to Charlie, Ron's older brother, because he obviously studies dragons, in Romania. Charlie agrees to help them and agrees for them to meet some of his friends to take the dragon away. The plan is set and the children meet Charlie's friends at midnight, Jesus, one Saturday atop the tallest tower of the castle. They take the invisibility cloak and sneak up carrying Norbert. Charlie's friends come and take the dragon away. As they descend from the tower, they forget to wear the invisibility cloak and Filch catches them. And this is late at the night, and obviously they're not supposed to be out.
How stupid.
Yeah. That's the end of chapter 14.
Is Hermione with him?
Oh wow, that was
Yes.
fast. Also, I would like to point out Charlie can get it. I love me an adventure man.
A burly man.
A big boy.
We're on chapter 15. We need 2 after this, guys. I think we are actually going to finish this.
I don't
Sophie's
know.
like, why?
I don't know. It's 45 minutes until I have to leave.
I think we could finish. So
we
we're
did.
at the-
Well, that was the first chapter we read today, wasn't it?
No, that's the second chapter. I just told you that.
We just finished 2.
Yeah,
Something
What?
fell, I'm sorry.
it's okay. Yeah, Sophie, that's the second chapter we read today. This is the third one.
What?
She's mind blown. We've never moved this fast before.
It's because I really want to get through this so that we can introduce the next book. But
Yeah.
regardless,
Wait, I finished
Gab, you.
sleep.
Okay, wait. Let me
I
get
finished
ready to do
sleep.
my thing. Okay. Chapter 15. The Forbidden Forest. Also, bonus points, I'd like to read the first line.
Mhm.
Things couldn't have been worse.
Perfect start.
Opening line, literally the story of my life. Things couldn't be worse.
Literally perfect opening. So they obviously get in trouble because Phil catches them out of bed and they get detention. And guess where they're sent for detention?
A deadly forest.
The Forbidden Forest. The forest where Dumbledore said no one can go in. They said, here, that's where you're gonna go to detention. Like, what?
What?
Be consistent. Is it forbidden or not? Filch takes Harry, Hermione, and Ron to Professor McGonagall's office to be punished. She accuses them of concocting the whole dragon story to lure Malfoy out of bed because Malfoy's the one that told on them and get him into trouble. So Malfoy is also getting in trouble. He's like, why am I getting punished? I was trying to tell on them because they're doing things they're not supposed to. And she's like, be that as it may, you are out of bed, you idiot.
Snitches get stitches.
Exactly.
See, but they weren't raised like us. We don't rat out our friends. And that's the thing. If somebody calls me, your parents call me, "Oh, where's Val?" I don't know. No, Val's right here. She's having the
My
time
dad's
of her
listening,
life.
bro.
So is Sophie. You know.
She's in California with me, Dad. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Dad is listening to this. Uh-oh. I would
Just to be
I would never put your daughters in harm's way, but if a guy is rich and handsome enough and we gotta think up a story, then I'm sorry, I gotta help out my girls.
To be clear, Dad, we have never snuck out or done anything like this with Gabby.
No, I
They
do it
know.
on my own. Only I've done that stuff, not
This is
them.
hypothetical.
Dad,
This is-
they know. They
no,
know.
what? We haven't
That
done
we-
anything.
Exactly. They know that we're fucking lame.
Oh, okay. So McGonagall deducts 50 points from Gryffindor for each of the wrongdoers. Harry is completely horrified because that means that they lose 150 points.
Oh
When
my
the
god,
bad
he can do math. Oh,
apparently,
because he's a muggle.
yeah. When the bad news circulated the next morning, Harry quickly falls from his pedestal because everyone was super excited about how good he was as the Quidditch star. He considers resigning from the Quidditch team, but Wood convinces him that doing so would be useless. Harry resolves not to get involved in any more suspicious activities, but a week later, he overhears a conversation in which Quirrell appears to give in to someone, presumably Snape, as if Snape is pressuring him to do something. Harry and his friends try to figure out what to do, but they can't come up with a plan of action. Harry, Hermione, and Neville are told to report to Hagrid that night for the Neville's there. I forgot. Neville is also here. In the movies, he is not present, but he's there with them because Neville is constantly with them.
Wait, so I have a question. So they got caught trying to get rid of the dragon. Yeah. And oh my god. Okay, whatever. I just feel like this is so like against animals for them to be mad at this act. Like
They think that they made up the dragon story in order to get Malfoy to come after them.
oh, so this is all just a big like giant clusterfuck. Okay. All right, got it. Okay, cool. I'm on board.
They're told Harry, Hermione, and Neville. So Ron wasn't there, but Harry and Hermione were, and Neville was there with them. When they show up, they are surprised to find that detention will be held in the surrounding Forbidden Forest. Malfoy, who has also been given detention because he's a bitch, objects to being forced outside like a servant. Literally, shut the fuck up, Malfoy. Like, you're an 11-year-old and no one gives a shit if you're rich.
Exactly.
Hagrid points to some traces of unicorn blood on the ground and explains that they will be going into the forest to find out what has been harming these animals because there seems to be a lot of like dead unicorns.
Mm-hmm.
They're kids.
I know, like I don't know why they thought this was a fantastic idea. Like, in what world?
I get it. I totally get it because you know what? Nothing disciplines somebody more than like traumatic events. Dude, that's like the whole of the military. They break your ass. Like, that's basically what they do. Like,
Why does anybody want to be there?
my brother just
Free
graduated from
college.
the Navy. Hey, Emiliano.
Hi. Dang, that sucks.
Free college.
When they broke that Philly, he didn't used to make his bed. He used to just sit around all day playing video games. Now he has a savings account. He makes his bed every morning. He works out. And I'm like, who am I talking to right now? Like,
How old is
Good
now
for
he'll be
him.
18.
he?
Right?
Dude, for real. But crazy.
When she told me, I was like, you're joking. How
Dude,
old is
it's
Isabella?
she is 7 now.
My God.
I know.
So they go into the forest. They split up into two groups. Harry and Hermione are with Hagrid, and then they put Neville and Malfoy with Hagrid's dog Fang because Malfoy's a fucking idiot and he thought the dog was going to protect him. And I'm going to say this, but they say they penetrate deep into the forest, but not a good enough excuse to use the word penetrate, I think. They could just like walk into the forest instead of penetrate it. Harry
Or
sees
traverse.
or traverse. Harry sees signs that the other group is in trouble, but Hagrid discovers that Malfoy has merely been playing tricks on Neville.
Hmm.
Hagrid then decides to send Harry off with Malfoy, taking Neville with himself.
Mhm.
Harry and Malfoy come across a mysterious cloaked figure drinking the blood of a recently killed unicorn. Malfoy and Fang, the cowards that they are, but Fang's a dog, so poor him, run away, leaving Harry alone. A
Mhm.
centaur named Firenze rescues Harry and carries him back to Hagrid. And
Mhm.
this is very important. So he puts Harry on his back, so he's riding him like a horse.
Okay.
That later becomes an issue. Harry learns that the cloaked figure was Voldemort. Ow. And that he was drinking unicorn blood to sustain himself until he could obtain the Sorcerer's Stone. That is the end of chapter 15.
Jesus. Oh, we also do meet a centaur named Bane. Protecting the forest, Sagittarius vibes. I
Mhm.
did really love his character because I think it's cool that there's like a forest protector literally like 10 feet from a school.
Yeah. We end up seeing that they do not like to be treated like horses, the centaur
Mm-hmm.
people. So Harry writing Friends as a horse was a big issue, and later on Friends comes back and he is also a big issue, so keep in mind his name. Also, like I mentioned earlier, so Harry and Hermione and Neville, who went to go give the dragon away to Ron's brother's friends, they left the invisibility cloak up in the tower, and it was returned to Harry when he went back to his room. He found the invisibility cloak folded up and put on his bed with a note that said "just in case."
Oh wow. Wow,
Chapter
we're like flying through
16.
this.
It's because yeah,
I'm
chapter
I'm glad though. This
16.
is a good pace.
Yeah, it's because I mean usually we talk a good amount in between,
Mm-hmm.
but like we're trying to finish.
Chapter 16. Through the trap door.
Perfect.
It's like my favorite thing to do. I
It sounds really good.
thank
Yeah.
you.
So Harry is an 11-year-old traumatized, thinking that Voldemort was going to come get him at any moment. Right? The year-end examinations go off without a hitch, although Harry fears that Voldemort will burst in through the door at any second. While he is a guest at Hagrid's, Harry learns that while drunk and playing cards, Hagrid revealed to Voldemort that anyone can get past the three-headed guard dog, Fluffy, by playing music to him. Harry and his friends rush to find Dumbledore to tell him his news, but they run into McGonagall, who informs that Dumbledore has been called off to London by the Ministry of Magic. Harry convinces Hermione and Ron that they need to grab the stone that night.
Mm-hmm.
As they are heading out, Neville tries to stop them, and Hermione immobilizes him with a spell. And this is also in the movies where she's like, Neville's like, "I'm gonna fight you," and Hermione's like, "Oh, honey."
I just think that it's kind of hilarious where she's like, "Don't make me do this, Neville. Just like get out of the way and I won't." And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, I can't let that happen. Just like sit the fuck down." Like
Yes, I know. Like, poor Neville. Good for him though for trying to stand up and do like what he thinks is right. Hermione is tailing Snape, by the way. When they reach Fluffy, Harry, Hermione, and Ron notice a harp by his feet and realize that someone has already passed by Fluffy.
Terrifying.
I know. Harry plays a flute he has brought, putting Fluffy to sleep, allowing his gang to go through the trap door. So the flute that he got for Christmas from Hagrid, he ended up playing it. Like, he's literally playing it as Ron and Hermione are trying to go past Fluffy. This is taken out completely in the movies, but I thought it was so cool that Harry fucking knows how to play the flute. Why didn't we get that?
He's a Pied Piper. Doo, 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 doo.
Yeah. I instantly thought of the BTS song.
Step down. That's exactly what it was.
Harry plays the flute, right? They land on some sort of plant while twisting tendrils that wrap around Harry, and Ron and Hermione get out immediately and use fire from her wand to starve off the plant. So in the movies, I think it's important that, or not important, but I think it's interesting because in the movies, they get into this plant, right? And the whole concept is they need to like relax and they'll go through. In the movies, this is Devil's Snare, so it doesn't like the light. And Hermione does kind of do like a thing, Lumos Solem, I think.
Yeah.
And but it's because Ron can't get out. Basically, what ends up happening is they're getting in the book. They're getting wrapped inside of the plant, and Harry turns to Hermione. She says, "Do something." So she says, "Stop moving. It's Devil's Snare."
Mm-hmm.
And Ron says, "Oh, I'm so glad we know what it's called. That's a great help." So she says, "Shut up. I'm trying to remember how to kill it." Harry says, "Please hurry up. I can't breathe." And she says, "Devil's Snare. What did Professor Sprout say? It likes the dark and the damp." Harry says, "Fire." And she says, "Of course." And her instant thought goes, "There's no wood." And Ron goes, "Have you gone mad? Are you a witch or not?" This is a really important line because it comes back in the 7th book.
Ooh.
Does it?
It does. And it's a callback. It's really, really cool. And when we get there, I'll talk about it so you guys can remember. So Hermione's like, right. So she whips out her little jar with like the fire, like that. She does that fire again.
Mm-hmm.
Calcifer comes back.
Correct. So they obviously get out. She diffuses the fire. Next, they encounter a large locked door in a room full of birds that are actually keys. Harry uses his Quidditch skills to catch the right bird and unlock the door.
The key
Then
bird, the bird key.
the bird key.
Keybird.
They then must
Keyboard?
play keyboard. They then must play a violent game of chess in which each of them is a chess piece. Ron masterfully leads them through the game, but he must allow himself to be captured and severely beaten by the opposing queen to win. Harry and Hermione then come up a series of portions of logic puzzles. So Ron stays behind on the Quidditch field, and then Harry and Hermione keep going. They leave him there. They're like, "That's fine. He's dead."
Yeah.
There are more puzzles. So after the Quidditch, or after the chess match, Hermione stays with Ron in the movies, and he goes and finds Quirrell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're missing a couple of different things. The next one is a logic puzzle, which is a series of potions. Hermione figures out which potion to drink and then goes back to Ron. I wanted to see if y'all could. I doubt it because it's a really difficult.
Can I read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll do it slow so we can like really absorb.
Yeah. Pay attention, Soph. See if you can figure out which potions.
Okay. Danger lies before you, while safety lies behind. 2 of us will help you, whichever you would find. 1 among us 7 will let you move ahead. Another will transport the drinker back instead. 2 among our number hold only nettle wine. 3 of us are killers, waiting hidden in line. Choose, unless you wish to stay here forevermore. To help you in your choice, we give you these clues 4. First, however slyly the poison tries to hide, you will always find some on nettle wine's left side. Second, different are those who stand at either end, but if you would move onward, neither is your friend. Third, as you see clearly, all are different size. Neither dwarf nor giant holds death in their insides. Fourth, the second left and the second on the right are twins once you taste them, though different at first sight.
I need to see that. No, because like I got a lot. So to the left of the wine, it will be poisons. The poisons are neither the smallest or the largest, so they're like a regular sized bottle.
Mhm.
The ones on the ends, they're the same thing. And there's two wines.
I think there's 4 wines.
There's 4 wines.
Wait,
I thought it said there was 2 wines.
2 Among Us. Oh no, you're right. 2 Among Us are nettle wines, and 3 poisons. 2 wines, 3 poisons, and I think there's
There's
a
one
few
that
more.
goes back. There's one that goes back and one that goes front.
Right.
And there's 7 in total, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 nettle wines, 3 poisons. That's 5.
So the 2 on the farthest ends are not going to help you move forward or back. They also will not kill you.
So those are the wines.
And then it also says that the smallest and biggest are not poison.
Okay, so then you would have to take one of the smallest or biggest ones. But I don't remember the rest of the thing.
That's okay. That's the point. Hermione figures it out, and she's like, "That's okay, Harry. Here, you take the one going forward. I will go back." Because she's like, "I'm not gonna stay in this room." So he goes through. This is like where we get the whole "You're a great wizard, Harry." Like, no, you're not.
Not
I know,
really.
Yeah,
He-
and
his entire prophecy, his entire legacy is Expelliarmus.
exactly.
Like
Harry
come
says
on.
to her, like, I'm not as good as you. And she goes, Me? Books and cleverness. There are more important things. Friendship and bravery. And
That's not gonna
Harry,
help you.
be careful.
If he doesn't know any fucking magic, that's not
like-
gonna fucking help. Okay, friendship. And then what? And then what?
No, straight up. Like, no, Hermione. He's right. You are better.
There we go.
It's just that he's the main character.
Yeah.
Just
So
think-
Hermione
she's a
drinks the
woman.
potion, right? She just like takes it and Harry's like, "It's not poison, right?" And she's like, "No, but it's like ice." And it wears off quickly. So she goes through the fire going backwards and there's a fire going forward.
Mhm.
So Hermione turns and walks straight through the purple fire behind her. And then Harry takes a drink of the other bottle and
Mhm.
walks through it. He says that he feels like his body's like on like ice. As he walks through, there's someone waiting at the other side, and it's the last chamber. I think we missed somewhere that there was also a giant mountain troll that
Oh.
was already knocked out and they walked by. That was another room. So Harry says that it wasn't Snape and it wasn't Voldemort who he sees in the room. And that is the end of chapter 16. Last chapter, guys.
Woo!
Wow.
We're
Wait,
about
is
to
it?
finish. Yeah, we're about
Oh,
to finish
wow.
the first Harry Potter book in the series, which means it'll be the first book we finish for this podcast.
I am going to make a spreadsheet and share it with you guys of our books and choices and stuff and what we've already read. So
A
Sounds good.
spreadsheet. Ooh.
color coordinated.
Ooh.
Nothing sexier than that.
I know, right?
You want to read the final chapter in the series in the book?
This is so momentous. The last chapter of the first book of our podcast.
I know. This went on too long. This is episode 7. Oh, ironic.
Ooh.
7.
Chapter 17. The Man with Two Faces. Oh, that would
Awesome.
literal goosebumps.
And
Damn,
then
he's really talking about my ex.
The silence was deafening.
the shock on both our faces.
I was like, good God.
Dude.
That was funny.
Damn, call him out that way.
Oh my god. We walked right into that, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so it says that Harry saw someone and it wasn't Snape and it wasn't Voldemort. And then you do not wonder for long because the first line says it was Quirrell.
The little spaz that we wrote off in the beginning.
Yep, that's him. So Harry walks in, right? And he's like, I thought it was Snape. And Quirrell laughs at him and he's like, you're stupid. Snape seems the type, but he's literally not. Like, he wasn't. Like, he was just like a good cover for me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Snape tried to kill me, though. And he's like, no, I tried to kill you.
Damn.
Yeah, because Snape was trying to get him to stop.
Correct.
Right?
So he says that if it weren't for Hermione knocking him over as she rushed to set fire to Snape at the Quidditch match, he would have succeeded. She broke the eye contact, and for a few seconds, if it wasn't for a few more seconds, he would have succeeded in getting him off the broom, even with Snape muttering his counter curse, trying to save him.
Damn, we literally put our blame on the wrong guy. How do you all
I
feel,
mean,
listeners? Do you feel foolish? Because that's how I felt.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, Snape's trying to help him. And that's also how Harry feels. He's like, Snape was trying to save me. And he's like, of course. Why do you think he wanted to referee your next match? He was trying to make sure I didn't do it again. Funnily
Oh.
enough, he didn't need to bother because he couldn't do anything with Dumbledore watching. So Quirrell snaps his fingers, and there are ropes, and they basically tie Harry. He says that he's too nosy to live. He tells
Damn.
Harry, "You're too nosy to live." He says, "You meddling kids."
Basically.
And this is where we get all the
We do.
reveals.
Okay.
This is where we get all of the reveals, and he says, "Oh, so you let the troll in?" He says, "Of course, I have a really good gift with trolls. You must have seen what I did to the one in the chamber back there." Unfortunately, everyone else was running around looking for it, and Snape already suspected me, went straight to the third floor to head me off, which is the first attempt where he was trying to get the Sorcerer's Stone. And now he tells him to shut up, wait quietly, so he can figure out how the Mirror of Erised works, because the mirror is there in that room. And that is the final step to get the Sorcerer's Stone. Quirrell mentions that it is, in fact, like the key to it. And he says, trust Dumbledore to do something like this. And he says that it was the perfect time to go because he was in London.
Mhm.
And by the time he gets back, he will have gotten the stone and have left.
Man.
So Harry again is like, I saw Snape and you in the forest. And Quirrell says, right. He was on to me by that time, trying to figure out how far I'd gotten. He suspected me all along, trying to frighten me, as though he could, when I had Lord Voldemort on my side. So Quirrell is looking at the mirror.
Boo.
Quirrell is looking at the mirror, and he says, I see the stone. I'm presenting it to my master, but where is it? Harry keeps on trying to distract him because he's like, if I can keep him from looking at the mirror, then he won't get the stone, which is not how it works, but good on him for trying to use his little brain.
Yeah.
Hermione should have been.
Yeah, she would have figured it out way faster, low key.
I know, she would have looked at it and been like, Harry!
And she would have probably thrown out some great fucking disses at this guy, like, you haven't got the brains to find it, do you? Fucking
You don't even have
No,
the
for
fucking
real.
nose, my guy.
Ooh! No, well, Voldemort has a nose at this point.
Ew.
But fine. You don't even have your own fucking body, my guy.
Exactly.
So Harry says, trying to distract him again, Snape seems to hate me so much, and Quirrell goes, oh, he does hate you. He was at Hogwarts with your father. Didn't you know they loathed each other, but he never wanted you dead.
Yeah.
Big fat lie, though, I mean.
Hmm.
So we also find out that like Quirrell is being like bullied by Voldemort.
Yo, dude, the portrayal of Quirrell and Voldemort in the first of Harry Potter musical is genius.
Hilarious.
It's so good.
Every time I see Quirrell, I think of Voldemort singing to him.
Yes.
It's so good. Quirrell says that when Harry heard him crying, he was talking to Voldemort. And he's like, he was in the classroom with you. He's like, he's with me everywhere I go. I met him when I traveled around the world, a foolish young man. I was then full of ridiculous ideas about good and evil. Lord Voldemort showed me how wrong I was. There is no good and evil. There is only power, and those too weak to seek it. Since then, I have served him faithfully, although I have let him down many times. He's had to be very hard on me. He does not forgive mistakes easily. When I failed to steal the stone from Gringotts, he was most displeased. He punished me, deciding he would have to keep a closer eye on me. And that's when his voice, like, kind of trails away, and Harry's like, they did try to steal the stone from Gringotts, and he had seen Quirrell there that day, so he literally saw the culprit that exact day. He's like, bro. So he's like, bro, I'm stupid. Quirrell is like, I don't understand. Is the stone inside the mirror? Should I break it? Harry's mind is like racing, and he's like thinking, what I want more than anything else in the world at the moment, he thought, is to find the stone before Quirrell does. So if I look in the mirror, I should see myself finding it, which means I'll see where it's hidden. But how can I look without Quirrell realizing what I'm up to? So he's trying to like get closer to the mirror to try to look.
Yeah.
And then he fell because the ropes were too tight.
Hilarious.
Oh. I was like, what ropes? He's tied up.
Yes. Quirrell's not paying attention. he keeps on saying, like, how do I do this? Like, what do I do? And he says, Master, help me. And
Mhm.
then there's a voice that's coming from Quirrell himself.
Ooh.
Use the boy. And Quirrell's like, Harry Potter, come here. So he
No.
goes to the mirror and says, tell me what you see. And Harry says, I have to lie. I have to look and see, and I have to lie about it. So Quirrell moves behind him. Harry breathed in the funny smell that seemed to come from his turban. He closed his eyes and stepped in front of the mirror and opened them again. Then he saw the reflection, his own reflection. And it smiled at him, puts his hand into his pocket, pulls out a blood red stone, and then winks, puts the stone back in his pocket, and Harry feels something heavy drop into it.
Ah.
I still to this day do not know how this worked, but apparently this is how it happened.
It's
Quirrell's like, what do you see?
magic.
You're right. Like, I don't know why I'm overthinking it. It's magic. He's like,
Oh.
He's like, so what do you see? And he's like, I see myself shaking hands with Dumbledore. I won the house cup for Gryffindor.
Literally stealing fucking Ron's daydream. He's like something
Yo,
stupid.
he could have just been, oh, I see my parents.
Yeah, like, why didn't he do that? Like, why did he not do that? And then Harry hears again the really, like, annoying, like, scary voice. He lies. And then he says, come back and tell me the truth. What do you see? And then the voice again says, let me speak to him face to face. Quirrell's like, you're not strong enough. He says, I have strength enough for this. Then Quirrell takes off the bandage and he turns slowly on the spot. Harry says he could have screamed, but he didn't make a sound. The back of Quirrell's head, on the back of Quirrell's head, there was a head, a face. The most terrible face Harry had ever seen. It was chalk white with glaring red eyes. Oh, it doesn't have a nose. Slits 4 nostrils like a snake.
I told you.
Ooh.
Whispers his name, and he's trying to do like a whole like villain speech. He's like, look what I've become, a mere shadow.
The way
And
that I would just turn around.
like I would be like, okay bro, like shut up. Like
Dude, you're ugly. Let me see Quirrell's face again.
yeah, like ugh. So you're the dank smell coming from Quirrell?
Ew. Dude, he probably smells like ass.
Probably. Like I doubt he washes his
Like
face.
a wet bandage? Ew.
Ew.
So he starts telling him, that he can only live while he's attached to someone else's body, that he's been drinking unicorn blood to strengthen him, that Quirrell's been doing it for him, but that once he has the elixir of life, he will have his own body.
There it is.
What?
The life water. Elixir of
The
life.
life water.
Life
There it is.
water.
And then he says to Harry, don't be a fool. Better save your own life and join me, or you will meet the same end as your parents. They died begging for mercy. And Harry screams, you liar!
You lie.
He's like, how touching. I always value bravery. Yes, boy, your parents were brave. I killed your father first. What a bitch. And he
Evil.
put up a courageous fight. No, he didn't. James stood there and he was like, ah!
Oh
And
my
that's it.
God.
He didn't even have a wand. But your mother needn't have died. She was trying to protect you. Now give me the stone unless you want her to have died in vain. And he's like, never!
Never.
And obviously, Voldemort's like, seize him, get him. So Quirrell goes up to him, lunges, knocking Harry clean off his feet, and then puts both of his hands on his neck. So Harry's scar is like hurting a lot, and then Quirrell starts screaming in pain, and he says, I can't hold him, my hands. Harry could see that they were raw, red, and shiny. So Harry's skin was burning him. And he says, kill him, like, don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And
Kill
Harry
him.
gets up and by instinct reaches to grab Quirrell's face. Quirrell rolled off of him. His face was also blistered. In the movie, he's kind of like turning into ash, but in the book, he's just like straight up burning him, like as if he put like an iron to his face kind of thing.
Damn.
It's like vampires in holy water.
Like that. So Voldemort yells like, kill him, kill him. And there are other voices that Harry thinks that he's hearing, but the pain in his scar is so great that he can barely even like see or think.
Ooh.
But someone seems to be calling his name. Then he felt Quirrell's arms wrench from his grasp, and that was all he knew. And then he fell into darkness. He passed out. Then he's having a dream. So like time skip. He's having a dream. It's obviously a traumatic dream.
Damn.
He wakes up and Dumbledore is there. He's like, "Good afternoon, Harry." Very chill for like someone who almost got a student killed.
Yeah.
Harry tells Dumbledore that Quirrell has a stone, but Dumbledore tells him to relax. Harry realizes that he's in the hospital, and he asks Dumbledore again about the stone. And Dumbledore tells him that he arrived just in time to save Harry from Quirrell. Dumbledore adds that he spoke to Nicholas Flamel, and they've decided to destroy the stone. He explains also that Quirrell could not touch Harry because Harry was protected by his mother's love.
Aww.
This is very important. Dumbledore also reveals that it was he who left the invisibility cloak for Harry and explains that there was enmity? What is that? Between Snape and Harry's father. Much like the enmity between Malfoy and Harry. Furthermore, Dumbledore explains how Harry ended up with the stone. Harry was the only one who wanted to find the stone itself rather than for what the stone could obtain.
Because he didn't know what the stone was for.
No, he did.
He was like, ooh, rock. Nice. Collection. Boom.
It's a pretty rock.
He was like, okay, I'm gonna put this into my manifestation journal.
Okay. So later on, Harry is by himself. Hagrid comes to see him, and he's sobbing because he thinks it's his fault that Harry's in the hospital.
Aww.
And because he's like, I told him how to get in there. Like, I told him how to get past Fluffy, and that's the last thing he needed. He says that he should be kicked out of the castle and be forced to live as a muggle.
Oh my god.
Harry keeps telling him, like, it was Voldemort, don't worry about it. Hagrid's like, don't say his name. And Harry goes, Voldemort!
That's so mean.
Yeah, he's like, I've met him. I'm calling him by his name. Please stop, Hagrid. Cheer up. We saved the stone. It's gone. He can't use it. Have a chocolate frog. Hagrid says to him, I've got you a present. And he's like, it's not a stone sandwich, is it? A stoat sandwich. And he's like, no, Dumbledore gave me the day off yesterday to fix it. Basically, he got Harry a photo album of pictures of his parents from his friends.
Aww.
So,
Sweetest
it's the
thing.
Are they magical photos?
Yeah, they all move.
Oh.
Harry made his way down to the end of the year feast alone that night. Dumbledore is giving a speech as per usual, and he's telling him, you know, I must trouble you with an old man's wheezing waffle
Ew.
before we sink our teeth into a delicious feast. And he's like, oh, what a year. And this is the iconic part where he's like, okay, it's time to award the final points, or he's like counting at the points, and he says in fourth place Gryffindor with 320 points, and third Hufflepuff with 352 points. Ravenclaw has 426, and Slytherin has 472.
Ooh.
So obviously the Slytherins have won, and then he says, however, recent events must be taken into account.
Yeah, they really do.
Do you want to read the dialogue?
Oh, sure. Okay, wait, because this is truly, like, incredible. Yes, well done, Slytherin. However, recent events must be taken into account. Ahem. I have a few last-minute points to dish out. Let me see, yes. First to Mr. Ronald Weasley. For the best played game of chess Hogwarts has ever seen in many years, I award Gryffindor House 50 points. Second, to Miss Hermione Granger. For the use of cool logic in the face of fire, I award Gryffindor House 50 points. Third, to Mr. Harry Potter. For pure nerve and outstanding courage, I award Gryffindor House 60 points. Dumbledore raised his hand, everyone's losing their mind. Oh my god. And then he says, there are all kinds of courage, said Dumbledore, smiling. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. I therefore award 10 points to Mr. Neville Longbottom. Literally, tears.
That's making, honestly, that's making me tear up a little bit.
It's so sweet. Someone standing outside the Great Hall might well have thought some sort of explosion had taken place. So loud was the noise that erupted from the Gryffindor table. Harry, Ron, and Hermione stood up to yell and cheer as Neville, white with shock, disappeared under a pile of people hugging him. He had never won so much as a point for Gryffindor before.
Oh.
I'm crying a little.
No,
so
this is like so heartwarming.
And it says that he looks as stunned and horrified as if Malfoy had again cursed him, which I think is hilarious. Which means Dumbledore says that they need to change the decorations because Gryffindor has won the house cup.
And everyone else can suck it.
I know Slytherin's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I know. They were like... like, poor Slytherin.
Well, you know, they deserve it low-key sometimes.
I mean, they do deserve it to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
So, Harry had completely forgotten that the exam results were about to come out, but to his great surprise, both Ron and him passed with good marks, and of course Hermione had the best grades of the first years.
Oh my god.
Even Neville scraped through with his good herbology marks, making up for his abysmal potion ones, which I don't know how that works. I guess you just passed, like, on an average basis.
Probably like the SAT.
Oh,
or like
dude,
ACT.
I would love to do that. Like, if you're really good at one thing, it makes up for your other thing. I wish it was like that. Whatever.
So they also get like a letter from the school saying not to use magic outside of school,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that they need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Hagrid then takes the first years back on a fleet of boats. They're to board the Hogwarts Express again, and they're all
Mhm.
talking and laughing and on the countryside as it's becoming greener and tidier.
Mm-hmm.
They're eating the Birdie Bots every flavored beans. They speed past Muggle towns, pulling off their wizard robes and putting on jackets and coats, pulling into platform 9 and 3/4, right?
Mhm.
So it took them a while to actually like get off of the platform. And Ron tells Harry, "Hey, you really should come, Harry and Hermione, you guys should both come stay the summer at my house. And
Oh.
I'll send you an owl." And I think that's so sweet of him.
Mhm.
Harry says, "Thanks. I need something to look forward to," because he's going back to his abusive household. And then
Mhm.
they say, "Bye, Harry. See you, Potter. Still famous," says Ron, grinning at him. "Not where I'm going, I promise," says Harry. And
Mhm.
then we hear Ginny, and he says, "Look, there he is, Mom. There he is. Look." So,
Praise Camp activated a little bit because he noticed it. Like,
for real, she's like, "Harry Potter, look." And she's like, "Quiet, Ginny. That's rude." And she says, she's like smiling at them. She says, "Oh, busy year?" And Harry says, "Very. Thanks for the fudge and the sweater." She's like, "Oh, it's nothing." And she says to Ron, "Are you ready?" Or no, Uncle Vernon says to him, "Are you ready to go?"
I would like to read the last dialogue of this because it's quite funny.
Yes, I was going to say.
So, "You must be Harry's family," said Mrs. Weasley. "In a manner of speaking," said Uncle Vernon. "Hurry up, boy, we haven't got all day." He walks away. Harry hung back for a last word with Ron and Hermione. "See you over the summer, then. Hope you, have a good holiday," said Hermione, looking uncertainly after Uncle Vernon, shocked anyone could be so unpleasant. "Oh, I will," said Harry, and they were surprised at the grin that was spreading over his face. They don't know we're not allowed to use magic at home. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with Dudley this summer. ... End quotation, end of the book.
The end of the
Dun.
first book. So, guys, what did we think of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
It was
Okay.
a fun read. For a first book for our podcast, I think it was fun.
I think so
Mid.
too. I think it's better. I think it was a good first read because we didn't have to do too much. We both already knew it pretty well. Also, I think there was a lot of really good scenes and things that weren't in the movies that were fun to talk about.
100%.
Yeah. And again, this is why I love the books, because they have so many like really witty remarks and stuff, and they just get better and better as the books go on, which we will continue. Anyway, before we sign off, I just wanted to announce how this podcast is going to work from now on. So we finished the first Harry Potter book. We will be finishing the entire series, but between each book in the series, we will be reading a one-off where each of us will be hosting our own books.
Mhm.
Since I picked the first series, I will be hosting the series and the first book that we're doing as a one-off. After that, we will go on to the second book, and then I believe Gabby is picking the book after that.
Yes.
So, to announce the book that we will be reading for the next episode next Wednesday, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover.
Very
Ooh.
exciting.
This is a controversial book. I don't know when the movie is coming out on Netflix, but Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are on it.
Justin
And
Baldoni.
as much as I
Yes.
did not want to read this, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni made me want to. So we will be going on about this next time.
Very exciting. If it is that problematic, you guys are all going to be getting an earful.
Yeah,
know.
you definitely will
Yeah,
be.
watch out for the therapy comments. It's
I was gonna
come
say
real soon.
that this is gonna be a good book for the drinking games.
Oh, you know what? Maybe. Drink every
Because,
time
like,
you're
the
uncomfortable.
Drink every time that I talk about therapy.
Okay.
Also, I wanted to mention just really quick, this book is based off of her parents.
Oh
I
my
do not
god.
like that. I don't know
Insane.
anything about this, by the way. All I know is that some people are saying it's crazy. I really don't know the plot. I didn't even know that Blake Lively and this other guy was in it. So I'm going in completely blind.
Mhm.
So I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
All I know is that it's extremely toxic. Their relationship is not that great, and that people are mad about the casting.
Okay, well they can
Oh.
be mad about it.
Yeah, like
Okay. Next time, listen to us go on about Justin Baldoni.
Ooh.
basically.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. See you
Bye,
guys next
everyone.
week. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.